A lot has been said about the iPhone 15 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro Max. There have been numerous reports that those devices are overheating, random battery drain, and durability is certainly a concern. However, it's important to note that Apple did address the overheating issues. Apple said that they will be rolling out an update to optimize certain apps and prevent overheating issues. While we wait for that update to roll out, there's a phone that many of us seem to have overlooked, and that, my friends, is the regular iPhone 15. In my opinion, if you are in the market for an iPhone this year and you don't want to go for the iPhones of the years past, like an iPhone 13 or even the iPhone 14, then the iPhone 15 may be a terrific value phone. This year, Apple completely overhauled the iPhone 15, and this may be the best phone that you can buy. Yes, even better than the Pro variants. But of course, there are some things that you should be aware of when it comes to this phone, and we'll talk all about that and more in this video.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall.
How's it going, everyone? My name is RJ, and this is the regular iPhone 15 in pink. A lot of iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Pro content is on the way. This is a very busy season for us tech creators. So if you do find this video helpful, then make sure you do drop a like on this video and of course subscribe for a ton of upcoming iPhone content. So I opted to go with the pink iPhone this year because quite frankly, I was bored of all the other color options. And I feel like we could all use a little bit more pink in the world. This color is fun, it's expressive, and there's a lot more character to this phone than the neutral color options found on the iPhone 15 series. Just my opinion. Apple's meticulous attention to detail once again is apparent on the iPhone 15's design. In my hands, the iPhone 15 feels great. It's comfortable to hold and much more comfortable than the sharp hard-lined edges of my old iPhone 14 Pro Max. This is due to the new aerospace-grade aluminum enclosure that contours around the edges. A very nice design to hold and use on the daily. Of course, a big new change with the iPhone 15 is the addition of USB-C. Apple has finally caught up to the competition. Having USB-C on an iPhone is really convenient, especially when other Apple products like the iPad Pro and my MacBook Pro already use USB-C, so this change to me made a lot of sense. However, if you are transferring large file sizes from your iPhone to your computer, you may find it slow. The USB-C port on the iPhone 15 only supports USB 2.0 speeds, so this phone's transfer speed peaks at a speed of 480 megabytes per second. Not ideal for a content creator like myself. Not everyone is a content creator and not everyone cares about transfer speeds. With that being said, the iPhone 15 is still able to rock a design that's unbelievably thin and light. This phone does offer an IP68 rating and can easily be used with just one hand. The 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display found on the iPhone 15 may not be the most stunning display I've ever come across, but it's not disappointing either. This is an OLED panel that's plenty bright and it peaks at a brightness of 2000 nits with punchy colors, true blacks, and plenty of detail. It's much easier now to use this phone outdoors. You're able to actually see your screen properly this year without squinting away. A really good job by Apple to increase the brightness of the display. I feel like it was a much needed change. You'll also really enjoy consuming content on this phone, especially since it's lighter and easier to handle this year. A big gripe that I have with this phone is the lack of 120Hz. I understand many of you looking to buy this phone don't care for a faster refresh rate, and I totally get that. But here in Canada, the 128GB variant of the iPhone 15 goes for $1,275 after taxes. That's a lot of money for a phone that does not support 120Hz. My argument is and always will be, a phone that costs over $1,000 in 2023 should not come with 120Hz, or Apple should reduce the price of the iPhone 15 by at least $100. That way us, the consumers, get a fair deal, or at the very least give us a 90Hz display. Let me know if you guys agree with my argument, or if you feel like you have a strong rebuttal. I would love to know down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. An unexpected change, quite honestly, is the addition of Dynamic Island. I didn't expect Apple to bring down Dynamic Island to the regular iPhone 15 so soon. Yet here we are and I love it. This officially marks the end of the dreaded iPhone notch. Dynamic Island is great because it actually brings utility to the display by offering quick glances to live activities and updates. You could say it's kind of Apple's way of multitasking on iOS. You can easily switch tracks in Spotify, check on your Uber status in real time, and do a lot more. This year, there is no denying it, Apple has really improved the display on the iPhone 15. Stronger brightness output and the addition of Dynamic Island are fantastic changes that I'm sure a lot of the average consumers will love. Despite Apple using last year's Pro chipset, the A16 Bionic in the iPhone 15, there's really nothing this phone cannot do. And surprisingly, in Geekbench scores, the iPhone 15 delivers better performance than last year's iPhone 14 Pro. Now that is really impressive. In my extended time with this phone so far, I haven't come across an instance where the iPhone 15 stutters with its performance. Simple tasks such as launching apps, surfing the web, and watching YouTube and Netflix videos are handled really easily. Even while gaming, the performance is top notch. And as an avid mobile gamer, it's really weird playing games on a 60Hz display. It does take some time to get used to, and some games such as Call of Duty Mobile is a much better experience on a phone that does support 120Hz. However, it is important to know that just like the iPhone 15 Pro variants, this phone also does run abnormally hot sometimes. Now, the overheating has never gotten as bad as the Pro variants, but nonetheless, it does run hot. Now, Apple did address these issues, and they said that the overheating is caused by poorly optimized apps, which to me does make a lot of sense. So let's hope once iOS 17.1 rolls out, these overheating issues are finally dealt with. I also believe iOS 17 shouldn't be overlooked. It brings a lot of features to the table. The intuitiveness of name drop to quickly send my contact details to another iPhone simply amazes me. Just by holding my iPhone against another iPhone, I can send over my contact details. This feels like something straight out of the future. With iOS 17, you can now take pictures and change them later into portraits after taking the shot, directly on the iPhone. Then there's features like standby mode that turns your iPhone into a reliable alarm clock. The list goes on and on. If you guys want me to make a full video on the cool features of iOS 17 that I use on a daily basis, then let me know down in the comments below. I would love to make that video for you guys. When you combine the efficiency of the A16 Bionic chipset with a 60Hz refresh rate, you inevitably get outstanding battery life. That, in my experience, has surpassed the battery life I was getting on my iPhone 14 Pro. Not only do I get all-day battery life from a full charge, but around bedtime, I'm still left with around 25%, which to me is fantastic battery life. You can easily get around 8 hours of screen on time using a 5G network all day long, just as long as you don't do any graphic intense gaming for too long. The bad news is, despite the iPhone 15 shipping with a USB-C port, the recharge times are still terrible. You can get back 50% of your battery life in around 30 minutes using a 20-watt adapter. Not the greatest. There are plenty of Android phones out there that can charge much faster, so Apple really has to step up the charging speeds. Now we make our way to the cameras. The iPhone 15 comes with an upgraded 48 megapixel main camera, a camera that closely resembles the iPhone 14 Pro series, but it does use a different sensor, which makes the camera different altogether. However, this is one of the best cameras currently available on a smartphone, I kid you guys not. Even though on the back you see a dual camera system, Apple does give you a 2x telephoto by using a combination of hardware and software to give you quote-unquote a third camera option. Quite honestly, in my experience, it's more like glorified digital zoom. The main camera delivers excellent detail, true-to-life colors, and accurate color temperatures that, in my experience, is able to capture exactly what I'm seeing with my own eyes. The iPhone 15 also handles portraits a lot better. It doesn't blow out the background, the details around this person's face are preserved, while the edge detection seems to be very accurate. Shots on the 2x telephoto are actually quite usable. You're essentially getting a cropped image of a 1x photo by using the 2x telephoto. That's the exact definition of digital zoom. Although I will say these shots on the 2x telephoto do look pretty good to me. Even in low light, the upgraded 48 megapixel camera delivers some great shots. You can make out the details very clearly in these shots. It's also bright and offers excellent dynamic range performance. Honestly, I'm very impressed with this camera. In the video department, it's hard to beat an iPhone, and that statement holds out to be true with the iPhone 15. You can record at 4K 60 FPS on this phone, the industry standard, but the footage is incredibly sharp, with accurate colors and great stabilization. The iPhone 15 is densely packed with features that make this, in my eyes, a flagship device. The only thing is it's missing 120Hz, which about 99% of you out there buying this phone will not care for. It has an excellent camera system, an easy to hold design, a long-lasting battery, and offers some colors that look great in person. You are missing the new action button that's found on the new 15 Pro models, you're missing fast USB-C transfer speeds, and sometimes this phone does run abnormally hot, an issue that should be fixed on iOS 17.1. If you are in the market to upgrade this year and the iPhone 15 Pro models are scaring you off due to overheating and durability concerns, then the iPhone 15 may be the phone to get. You'll be more than happy with their purchase, I guarantee you that. If you made it till the end of this video, drop a dolphin emoji down in the comments below so I know exactly who my true supporters are. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, make sure you do drop a like on this video, and finally, don't forget to flex with your pink iPhone tech.